Alright guys, welcome to Gusto Reactions once again today. Thank you so much for always liking, sharing, subscribing, telling everyone about what we do right here at Gusto TV. Lala will say, I don't master this whole
opening line.
Opening line.
You say if you don't dream that opening line.
I'm telling you guys, thank you so much. I've got Lala once again. And happy birthday to P Square. Belated happy birthday to the P Square brothers.
Happy birthday
these guys are legends in the game.
No dispute.
I mean, from the Omo Gaming, you know, right from
memories.
You understand? In fact, there was a time if I hear this not temptation, Alaye comes in with the Omo, I like that thing.
Alaye this day,
God, and the only God know and everything. These guys have really, you know, with the likes of Two-Face, with the likes of you know, Sound Sultan, that era was actually glorious. Chop My Money came through. When it comes to international collaborations, P Square were one of the front runners of this whole thing with Rick Ross at that time for you know, Beautiful Inye.
Is it Beautiful Inye? Okay.
If also Beautiful Inye. I think Beautiful Inye. Exactly. So it's actually been very, very you know, the records, the P Square records, you know, have been there. You know, they've been there, they've done it all, but twice right now they've had some sort of, you know, issues. The first time in 2014, 2015, they separated. After a while, they came back and said they were sorry, and then 2016 scattered all over again. Ever since then, it's been Mr. P as an artist, Rudeboy as an artist as well. Yes, one has been more successful than the other. We have to be very honest. Rudeboy has been quite successful with the music. A lot of people say because he's the one who writes majority of the songs,
no
so he knows. Mr. P as a dancer has gone into other businesses, Zoom Up Your Life and a couple of other things like that. But just some few hours ago, they clocked +1 again, like they had their birthday. And then Mr. P wished himself a happy birthday. Rudeboy also did for himself, and none of them wished themselves a happy birthday. Now, Lola Omotayo, P Square's Peter's wife, came through and said, you guys are twins, you're brothers, and all of those things. You know, I will celebrate you guys. You know, there's nothing that will happen. You guys would have to come back together, resolve your differences and everything. For 4 years right now, Rudeboy has come out to talk.
Wow.
Now, he threw not a shade. He was very direct. I mean, he didn't mention him, but it was direct to Lola Omotayo, saying, Madam, you are close to 50. And you are not acting your age and everything. How can you not talk to me for 4 years? And you're coming online wishing me a happy birthday, saying we should resolve and everything. Stop being hypocritical. You are the cause of, you know, trying to say she's the cause of the problem, you know, of the dispute and everything. You wanted Jude out. Now Jude is out of the way and everything. So what exactly, you know, are you trying to wish me well for? You know, if you know I'm not going to respond and everything. I know you're going to come here next year again and do the same thing, but I just have to let you know that because of the liberty of social media that you have, that's why you're doing this. You won't come to my face to tell me this. We've not spoken for 4 years, but you can come online to let me try and let people know that all is well. So they will do all. Do you understand? A lot of very deep things in what Rudeboy has said. Now, the P Square brothers, twins for that matter, have been at loggerheads for 4 years right now, not on talking terms for 4 years. Who exactly is going to solve this issue?
Who's going to solve this issue? We know for the fact that
Jude is out of the way.
Jude's tried.
He has picked a side. No, I think Jude picked a side.
He picked a side, but he also tried. I mean, the rumors then were like Jude was the problem because he was the manager. He wanted equal splits of what they were getting and things like that. That was the initial rumor that came out that time. But Jude had come out to say it wasn't the case, and then he himself had tried to solve the issue between Peter and Paul. But Peter and Paul still at loggerheads. They want to. They were not listening. They were not being attentive to anybody at that period about sorting whatever issues they had. So it seemed that the issue they have right now is actually between Peter and Paul. That has nothing to do with Jude. Jude was caught in the middle, but obviously he was forced to pick a side. But if part of the problem, then woman problem was Jude being the manager and things like that. we know Peter wanted a new manager, which indeed he got. When they came back together, they came back and he got a new manager. Now, from this post of Rudeboy, it seems the initial, I mean, the rumors have been there before that the problem is Lola Motayo or the wives or wherever it is that is controlled. And the thing is, it's always sad to see these kind of things happen. And P Square, just because the social media and the celebrities, we see it out in the open, but this is very, very common, especially in Nigeria, where a certain family wants to control, or they want to be the people who say what should be done in the lives of their own family who has married outside. Like they don't want a situation where I mean, they want to make decisions for the person of that family as regards the wife or things like that. I think that's what's playing out. That's a classic case of what's playing out. Peter being the guy who is being the accused. I mean, his wife is being accused. You don't expect Peter to, I mean, you accuse his wife and say he shouldn't take his wife's side. It's not possible. He's married his wife. That's his own family right now. Regardless if you guys grew up together and you were family before. Obviously, if both families were fine and cool, that would be great for everything. Great for business, great for the careers, great for the family itself. But the fact that they have made it an issue of his wife being the problem, there is no way. There's no way he'll be happy with anybody that makes his wife a scapegoat for something. He won't be happy. So that's why I see playing out. Rudeboy is just fueling that narrative again. We don't know what happened in before they split, what Lola Motayo did or things like that. Nobody knows. We don't know whether she did or she didn't do. But in this scenario, they've just made her the devil. That's what I say, is they made her the devil. As a married person, as how a married person should think.
Talking from experience.
If you don't want to ally in your home, your wife and your family, they are your family. They are your new family that you have created. They are first before anybody else. So I wouldn't blame Peter for taking any sort of stance that he has. Find the twins and everything, but it will have been wise. There's something about me always being the bigger person in some situations. These guys have huge egos. These twins, Peter and Paul, they have huge egos. It's very evident. So if they have huge egos and they can't, they can't agree for each other. They're twins. They have similar traits. They have similar characteristics. They might be thinking the same way. So that might be the problem. But what's supposed to even make them closer is what is tearing them apart. They have huge egos. One of them has to be the bigger person. Has to say, whatever has happened, forget it. That's what it has to be.
So in the case of not relenting or not trying to agree for themselves, these guys not trying to put their egos aside, who exactly, who do you think will be the bigger person, or who do you think should be the bigger person, looking at their personalities right now?
Now the thing about being the bigger person, there's no one person that you can pinpoint to be the bigger person in this instance. Is either of them can choose to be the bigger person, or both of them can choose to be bigger person. I'm pretty sure in the next few years they'll probably sit back and have an epiphany like, why am I fighting with my... But what happened these past few days, I'm telling you, just poured more petrol into the fire.
Into the fire, yes.
Pour more petrol into the fire. And who are we going to blame for that? It's Rudeboy. I'm sorry to say.
So are we saying Lola Motayo was right to actually wish them a happy birthday? Have we not spoken to Rudeboy for 4 years?
It's difficult. See, your family at loggerheads. You are twins, yes, we know. If both of you have had issues in the past and you've privately accused me of being the one that splits the family, that's what it is. Obviously, this is not the first time Rudeboy would say it. I mean, he would have said it privately to Lola that she is the reason they are having problems. Obviously, she's trying to get them back together. Hence, the social media post that whether you like it, you guys are still brothers.
You don't think that was a fake one?
I don't think it's fake. What he's saying is he knows it's an attempt to get them back together. He said it in his Instagram story and said, let your guilt something. So he recognizes that it is an attempt to get the two of them back together. But he's not buying it because he still feels she's the reason they are separated. That's what it is.
Now, this issue has been one that is deep-rooted. In fact, one of the major issue that the Nigerian industry has ever faced is this whole P Square issue. These guys were legends in their own right.
Absolutely.
Music-wise, awards and everything. I mean, it's painful that this is happening right now. Has this tainted their legacy?
Has it tainted their legacy? I think
the P Square legacy.
I think in a way, because right now nothing like P Square again. For the past how many years?
Yeah,
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Nothing like P Square again, and there's nothing like both of them combining their effort to one. You can say yes, Rudeboy has been successful in his craft because yes, he's been a songwriter, but Peter has not been bad as well. He's diversified wherever he comes into other businesses, and hugely successful in his own right as well. Maybe not as a musician, but in other things that he does. Yeah. So them together, it's actually even them as a family. The people, I don't know what their surname is. As the family,
Okoyes.
The Okoyes. It's a stain on that name, if I'm going to put it that way, because they've tainted whatever legacy that name had or whatever they built of that name. The Okoyes. I'm pretty sure the mom will not be happy with what's going on. Mom, I mean, how can your mom die all of a sudden, and what comes after it is
split?
It's a split.
Bitter one, as
like
a bitter split at that.
So it's it's sad.
It's really sad. It's really sad.
So who can solve the issue is between Peter and Paul. One of them
has to be the bigger person.
Maybe we'll just pray that God use one of them to just.
Yeah, we're saying on online, you know, people, fans are saying maybe the solution to this is to lock both of them in one room for days, and let's see if one person is not going to say, "Alpha, now you wish they worry you for all these 4 years. You know, even follow me talk." I mean, these guys are twins, and then looking at the awards that they've won, looking at in terms of classic music, when you talk Two-Face, you talk P Square.
Yeah. In terms
of
even
groups, jams,
those are groups or duos. Yes. There's never been one.
There has never been
none.
And the funny thing is, P Square can still release a jam this 2020 and it will bang.
Exactly.
Because when they came back, they released Bank Alert, and that was all.
That was the
everywhere just went boom.
That song. We don't even want them to come back to do music, but things
do you understand?
Should just be amicable between the two.
That's the thing. Now, Lala, how do you imagine a P Square in 2020 if they had not split?
I mean, the sky was the starting point for them,
bro.
I mean, they had jams for days. This guy made a career out of doing, sampling the biggest records at that time.
Yes.
When sampling was sampling was pretty big around that period anyway.
Yes.
In the early 2000s, this guy made themselves the king of. I mean, they would do songs, do MJ dance moves. Copy
that's Peter.
Peter, even as stiff as Peter is, but yeah, Peter not be you I talk to. So yeah, these guys, they made a career out of something a lot of people would have mocked them for.
Yes. And
they were big artists. They had international connection. They had awards. They had biggest songs in the country.
Man.
So yeah, they need, if they're not even going to come back as musicians or as a group, they need to do it for themselves and for their family.
For the legacy.
I mean, the kids have cousins. I don't want to imagine what it is between the two sets of kids or the two families or the wives. Nah, someone has to come to it. Can't. Drew said he has tried, and he said nothing will if you do it again. So it's between the two of them.
I mean, they even lost endorsement deals because of that. They lost the Glow endorsement deal because of the issue. I mean, how do you even call when you sign P Square and then you are now having to? Who do you now deal with? So a lot of things have been lost. A lot of things have been messed with. A lot of things have. Now 2020 is just a case of what would have been if these guys had not split. These guys were on top of their careers at that time. Nobody was touching P Square. You can have a Whiskey, you can have this. I mean, nobody was touching
Whiskey. Was doing shows and selling out.
Yes.
In the UK. P Square will come and do the same. You see girls, you see ladies from different African countries, when they hear P Square,
there has never been a group, a duo as unique as the P Square in the history of Nigerian music. Never. So it's just sad that this is happening, and we hope that really, like I said, one of them will eventually be the bigger person, and this will be resolved. Maybe just lock them in the room, like that fan said.
I think the time will come, but this one it just happened now. Just more fire. Maybe we'll give them a couple of
years.
Let's see how 2021 will be. I don't wish for it to happen that they know.
We have a Peter and Paul coming together on TV and say, guys, we've resolved everything. We're not P Square anymore, but right now we are cool. I mean, that's all we ask of the P Square brothers. Guys, what do you think about this?
One song enter my ear just now.
Who's over that?
Na Face singer, but now as regards Plantation Boys. But he actually relates to beat and ball.
For real?
You remember that Face song? One go solo, the other two.
Shout out to Face right there, guys. Thank you so much. What do you think about the P Square situation? Who exactly is going to solve this issue? Who should be the bigger person? Paul, Peter? Maybe you should come back again and try one more time to see if it could resolve this. Maybe the wives should come together and try to see how they can drag both of them into a room or something. This issue has to be resolved. I mean, if Peter's wife is being, you know, somehow Paul's wife, Anita Okoye. I mean, this issue has to be resolved, guys.
Weren't they friends before? No,
I don't think they were friends.
Oh, okay.
You know, this issue has to be resolved, guys, for the sake of Nigerians, your fans, and for the sake of good music in Nigeria. I mean, we need, even if it's just one more P Square album. I mean, I did tell you, guys. Let us know what you think about this. We'll be right there to reply to every one of you. Thank you so much. It's been Gusto Reactions, and we pray and hope that P Square comes back very soon, even if it's not for the music, to be once again as brothers in love. Thank you so much. We'll see you. Peace.